Just focus.
But you haven't answered my question.
Which one?
What
Of course. No, Amandomazana, don't distract me. I'm there to make my job. You know, I'm not there like what I'm talking
part of the job.
I know. Are you getting distracted by men when?
No.
Let's make it tough, so vodka. Chilling with the celebrities, we taking over. Local brains, we running with Casanova. Check my blueprint, you can call me Jehovah. We got an ace, we still we make. No Mabunzima, we drink, we chase. We keep on praying, Miss B, we ace. I go crazy, up until we made it. Hey, Minangi cooling with an old school. My kid doesn't my willies, those are old dudes. Those are old dudes, don't forget to follow us and watch us on YouTube. Flashback.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Flashback with Miss B. So before we get started with the interview, for subscribing, don't forget to press that notification bell. Otherwise, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Kasi Flavor, which is a Kasi ordering and delivering food app. Sibonge kwi-Depo Fair Restaurant esikuyona namhlanje ezosipha ukudla kumnandi kakhulu. And lastly, we would like to thank Zoo Vodka for sponsoring us with this bottle oyibona la phambi kwethu njengamanje. So before again we get started, I would like to introduce the king of music osijoyinile namhlanje. He is a busy man ofikele izinto eziningi ama-projects amaningi la eDurban, but he said, you know what, as much as I have not done a podcast, this will be my very first and I will make it. Emlazi, just for you, a massive thank you to him. He goes by the name of DJ Kabila. Hi, Kabila.
Hi, Miss B, I'm okay, and you?
I'm okay, thanks.
No, thanks for having me.
Likewise, likewise. So, before you came here, I'm very curious. Were you just relaxing? Did you have a gig in the morning?
Oh, okay, over the weekend, I just came on Saturday.
Okay.
I was doing like anywhere in the city, which is Kabila waterfront next to Shah Marine. That was an amazing gig. And my second gig, I did the Empire, which was like on Devonport.
Okay.
And then I closed it off at Msanga, Black, on Oceans Mall.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was the third one. And then on yesterday, I was doing Mojo's Cafe in and then today I'm gonna be doing E-Views at 25. Yeah.
Do you ever find time to rest, Kabila?
No, like, you know, we do rest. You know, sometimes like we get busy. You know, it was just one of those weekends. You know, when I was like busy. Yeah.
Okay, amazing stuff. Right, so for Mlandeli, a flashback with Miss B, who's wondering who DJ Kabila is, can we flashback? Can we talk about DJ Kabila's childhood? And how did we get to DJ Kabila?
Okay, DJ Kabila is born like Siana Makanya. Ngizalelwe Eastern Cape. So Kulele Mthatha Ngangelizwe location, you know. I grew up like any other kid, you know, like playing soccer, you know. I did like some boxing. I was like more involved into sport, and I loved dancing like growing up, you know.
What kind of dancing? Because I'm also
you know, Spantula dance. You know, we just love like, you know, walking up like, you know, like new designs of sneakers and, you know, just fashion. You know, I'm that boy, you know. So I studied my primary school, Zimvubu Primary, which was, and then my secondary Ngangelizwe High School. Then I went to Indu High. Then I studied electrical engineering at P-Tech. But, you know, like, but the music took over, man, you know. So I started now playing music, like I decided to get involved into music like in '99, you know.
And how old were you? Let me ask you your age.
99, I was like 21, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, but which is like, you know, it's the same year like that I got in an accident, you know. Yeah, that is, yeah. So, but yeah, man, like it was fun growing up, you know, like the name DJ Kabila. I don't know, like if people like they know like the president of Congo, you know, which is like Laurent Kabila. You know, like when I was growing up, like I was dark, you know, so I used to like, you know, like the you know. So they like when my friend like were teasing me, they would like say, Kabila, the Laurent Kabila, you know. So it that's where it coming from, you know. So when I started DJing, you know, I was like, you know, let me use this name because like that guy was like the president, you know, like, you know, was the leader, you know.
When was this? Congo, 1998.
I think Laurent Kabila was a leader of Congo around the 80s and 90s.
Oh, okay.
You know, but there is another one, Kabila, which is his son, who's I think is a leader now. Okay. You know, but
that's why you're the leader of me.
You know, like I'm the general, you know. You know, yeah. So yeah.
So I'm guessing you didn't mind my big season when they look down.
No, you know when you're growing up, like there's a lot of different names, you know, like that I've been thrown to, you know. So we used to just tease each other, you know, like it was not a train smash, you know, to be given names because we used to tease each other like a lot, you know, growing up,
So I want to take you back to your childhood, man. Yeah. How was with DJ Kabila, more especially at high school? Or you describe?
I was very naughty, man.
You were naughty?
I was very naughty, but yeah, man, like high school, we enjoyed, man, you know.
When
like,
you say naughty, what kind of naughty? Naughty, some people say what kind?
No, I just love partying, you know.
Oh, partying.
Yeah, and like my high school was, I was at Indo High School, which was like a boarding. You know, I remember like throwing this other party, you know, like everyone from the hostel, you know, they punked, you know, and we got into problem, you know, like on a Monday, you know, because like it was found, you know, it was found that like everyone was at my party and I had lied that I'm gonna be doing like this other uncle who pretend to be my uncle, basically. He's a friend of ours. You know, he pretended it was as if like I'm going to a funeral or something, you know. But I was throwing some party, so I got dismissed, you know, like at the hostel. But you know, I carried on, like, you know, studying for the whole year. But I changed the schools, but. Yeah, that was just me, you know.
Alright, so I'm guessing that's why I'm in the industry and you're doing so well. So that's not a bad thing, Kulu. Right, so now take me through each journey when you started DJing. Was it maybe something something you come from a musical background? How did you become a DJ?
You know, like my aunt like used to play records, you know, like Lobola Kitube and all those things, like when I was like growing up, and like me like liking dancing, you know, like Abu Prenda Fasi, Chico, you know, that era, which is like in the 80s, you know. So I think also what inspired, you know, the me DJing, you know, I was always around like friends, you know, like who started way early.
Okay.
So when we go into like parties and when they were like tired, you know, I took over, like, you know, like the cassettes, you know, even like preparing their cassettes because we started with the cassettes, you know.
Yeah, that was way better.
Yeah, you know. So like actually my friend like Black Coffee, which is we grew up together like in the same neighborhood.
Really?
You know, so
was it Lemlas?
No, Mthat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew up. He was born here, and then he grew up that side.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So, kune bra kokchongu Doppler, and so we own like a sound system. You know. So we'll go every like graduation parties, you know, like farewells and everything.
With
you know,
black coffee?
Yeah, with Pratopla.
Oh, Pratopla.
You know, yeah. So like Nati, which is black coffee, he was groomed by that guy.
Okay.
You know, so like us being friends, we always, you know, popping up like different parties, like whether it's going to like Port St. John's, like it's end of the year, like the 25th, you know, December. So whenever they tired, you know, like we were the guys, you know, yeah. But so I think that, you know, inspired me like to start the journey of like being a DJ, you know. And I think like around 98, you know, I think 97, 98, when I heard, you know, like Ekaslam, like, which is like Mtata, you know, like most of the guys, they were not like studying in Mtata. So most of them, like, they'll be in Joburg, Durban, East London, Cape Town. But in December, you know, there's always going to be parties. Nice. And I was like introduced to this city, you know, I think like around 97, you know, like Fresh House Flavor one.
Okay.
You know, so this party, they were like playing, and I was like, it was like this, like new for me, like the house music, you know. And I was like, you know what, I think it's time now for me to like start.
Wow.
You know, like playing. And
97, you were a teenager.
I was 19.
19.
Yeah, I think I was 19. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For a teenager to know we had this is a hammer. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Really shows also then. So now tell us about because you said you studied engineering.
Yes.
So were you DJing and studying at the same time?
No, I studied a technical, and then when I got, you know, which was 99, you know, I had bought myself like some turntables, you know, so like in my
money.
So at rest, I had these turntables and a mixer, you know, and speakers, you know. So I would practice every time, like Mangbuya, like a school, you know, I would practice, and then I think that's where, you know, I started not focusing more on like what I was supposed to go and do.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the music.
Yeah. So like the music, I think for me, it also like played like therapy, you know, for me, because, you know, I couldn't think more of, you know, the accident, like now I'm using a wheelchair and everything. I just focused on the music, you know. And Freshers Balls and Freshers Prize, you know, I'll be on those lineups, like with, you know, people, they just love me at school. Like I was not even like fit for me to play, but I was like just forcing, like, you know what, like I'm doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? Share my ass like that. You know, it was bad, but you know, like I was like, you know what, everyone just supported me, you know. Yeah, so I think that's what like really kept me into this thing till now, you know.
You are still the same person, but you still haven't changed a bit.
Yeah.
So I want you to take me in a transition, like DJ Kabila being a dancer, DJ Kabila starting off in the music career, and the accident happens. Tell us about that experience.
Okay, the accidents that it happened before I could do the DJing, but I think like for me, just telling myself, with like I'll make something out of myself. That's what inspired me being positive and wanting to be who I am today.
Wow.
You know, and people like, you know, me being exposed to like people like who were on the wheelchair, who were doing great for themselves. You know, so when I got that accident, I was like, you know what, this is not the end of me. You know.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be whoever that, you know, I want to be. You know, I'm gonna make something great out of me. Know? Yeah. So that's so like the dancing part and, you know, the fun part and everything, like that's still me. You know what I'm saying? Today you know. It's just that like I'm just rolling with some cool wheels, you know.
Like you are inspiring a lot of us.
Yeah.
Like your mentality is out of this world. I mean, it happened. You were at a very young age when it happened, but for you to have that mentality, let's say, let me use my story in a very positive way to inspire others. Kudos to you.
No, thanks.
I keep saying, right? So I want to know is supporting from your fans, from your friends, from your family when this happened. Did you have some friends that were calling you at the time? The to-dos and all of that.
A lot, man. Yeah, but like my family is my mother. Is like the pillar of strength for me, you know. She's been there like forever. Yeah, but like even with this music thing, when I used to work, before, but when I said like I want to focus on the music, and nobody knew like where the future is, with this thing that I'm doing, but they gave me the support.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like my friends like Nan Kosnati, he used to be at Tech, which is Natal Tech.
Oh, it's
I mean, he was still a young guy, he took a bus to PE. I was staying in PE that time, to come and check me out, so I've got those friends who are still like supporting me like today, who've been there forever, and I mean like my friends, they are here, Osbobo,
Shout out to Slow.
Yeah, well, like, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so I've got cool people around me who support me, going to my gigs, making sure like I'm being taken care of, Yeah.
Nice. That's really amazing. I think it's just to go back and it's zonke lezinto receive from your friends, from your fans. It's how nawe ubanikeza yona leyo nto. So hlezi kuthiwa what you give you get back. So now you play a part in receiving so much love from abantu.
Yeah.
So I'm an artist. You were working with like back then Usai Underground. Do you maybe wanna mention them and like what message would you like to give them with back support and look at where you are now?
Yeah, man, yabona like being inspired like by abantu abanjengo Pratopla, like who started the scene back in Eastern Cape, it was like really major because without them we couldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, for me as a contributor, like also like to a lot of guys who are like now major, like I've managed to help few guys, about like being into the music industry, like abantu abanjengoculo the song, I've worked with guys like Griffith Malo from Peter Marisbeck, I've worked with Intwane Jengo Russell Zuma, they are major now, like they doing like amazing things, in the scene. I've worked in Abo Kanyezi Mahlobo, very talented boys like from Mama Mashu, yeah, man. I've worked in Abo MXO, like which is like those are the people like which I used to look up to, you know what I'm saying? And they gave me some features, they gave me chance, like Abo Matala Gunene, yeah, so it's just amazing, man.
The one that you work with now.
Yes, on Suka, yeah.
Yes, Suka.
Yeah.
All right, so take us back to DJ Kabila getting his first big gig. How was the feeling? Do you remember the gig? And how did you do?
Man, I think it's year 2000.
Okay.
Now like I'm at school, like which is P-Tech, like it's a freshers ball,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm people like they love me around, like giving me love, and I was not even ready, like I was still practicing, Now, like I think we had about in that freshers ball, maybe like about 3,000 people.
Wow.
You know, like crazy. After party, like Miss P Tech, and then like it's an after party.
Okay.
So like I played. Like people they loved it. I think that was like the spark of of this thing. And like later, like gigs like going overseas and playing like at Ibiza,
Okay.
which was last year, in an arena of like about 7,000 people, closing high Ibiza like for Play Coffee. That was like the highlight of my career, Yeah, so it was amazing, because even today, like I still getting some DMs about that party and everything, yeah.
Wow. So you moved to Joburg. When you moved to Joburg, or Busula at Durban?
No, I've stayed in Durban for more than 20 years.
For more than 20 years?
Yeah, like I came here 2004 and then I just left last year towards December, because I just felt there's much more like, that I want to establish that site, and I mean things are easy also like from here at Durban, but if you take like the media and more opportunities in terms of if you want to spread, like more like Joburg is much more central.
True.
Like true. Even things like flights, you want to go to Cape Town, so it's much more convenient.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me establish myself that side. So I'm there now, pushing my thing. It's coming nicely.
No, like I think you not so on your social media. I'm like, I DJ Kabila is killing it. I'm inspired by your work.
Yeah.
So you've been gigging like Durban. So how would you compare it Durban when it comes to the entertainment and music part, the audience?
Like Durban has always been giving me love.
Yeah.
Like I was playing this other gig, like which is like the Melons gig, which was cool gig, but like in Joburg, there's much more, how can I put it? Isabalele, like, you get people like who are like hardcore, like on a deep house, You get the scene for Afrotech, which is you spoiled for choice in Johannesburg, and for me, like not necessarily Joburg, but Gauteng, which is like your Pretoria. You've got more like you go to Pretoria, you've got Mamelodi, you've got Attersfield, you've got Makobane, Shangube. There's different movements which is going on. You're still going to like Soweto, you've got different places, Konga, and you go to the city. There's much more range. The more like I think you grow up, you need to also like open up yourself to like much more like audience.
Yes.
So I think like Joburg has got more audience. Not that the vibe Durban is killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be honest, like we are so boxed. We believe it as and once again then we start being like, hey, this is actually great music. But for a lot of Durbanites, when they go to a club, they think it's gonna be cool. So I think we need to be more open-minded in Durban.
We are, but like also I think working on your brand, it's very important because I don't care whether you can put me in whatever area, I will deliver.
So DJ Kabila.
Yeah, it's all about knowing what. It's also like the experience, knowing what like in certain areas like abantu bafuna into kanjani. Yabo, so you need to balance yourself. Yabo, so like Durban teach me that. You can't just like be like too hardcore deep You know what I'm saying? You must understand that you're playing for people, and it's different kinds of people. So, like you said, when you're playing it, you need to balance.
Sure. So, because I know a lot of DJs make it a mistake ukuthi also prepare a set azoyidlala yonke indawo isethe yodwa. So when for you it's more like personalizing for leyo ndawo iset. Like, cause like.
Yeah, but for instance, like this weekend, I was playing at anywhere in the city that's Afrotech.
Yeah.
I had to change to Empire, like which is like more dominated with Chrome. But I had to change my set like into to accommodate that place. But it was not like Chrome, but like more moving stuff.
Yeah, because I saw the people driving.
Do you understand? Yeah. So I went to the Black, which is more like a restaurant. Yeah. Now you need to like play your vocal kind of tracks, you know. So you need to like understand like the setup, and it takes time to understand that. Like people, they think just you're gonna just do your playlist and then you go and play. It doesn't happen that way. You need to get the mood of the people, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Got you. So you went to Miami for the very first time in Pennsylvania. How was that traveling experience?
Yo, like it's a 16-hour flight, man, to New York. Like it was a life changing experience, you know. First time, you know, going overseas, you know. I had to play.
You were smiling the whole way.
All the way, you know. Yeah, but so it was an amazing experience, you know, and also to be put like, you know, I played after Play Coffee there, you know, like, and then I realized, you know, when you go there, what I was teach like is be prepared.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Don't think like you're just going to maybe do like an opening set. They can put you anywhere, and you've got to deliver. You know what I'm saying? So that was like an experience, you know, that I got from there. And you know, like the next time, like I was doing like these overseas gigs, I was like now like saying, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm really ready for this. This is not just a holiday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I don't think I'd be okay. But I mean, look at you. So, my gigs that you've done before, I want to ask you this. I want to put you in the corner and say, a big gig that has been the worst for DJ Kabila.
Yeah.
You don't even have to mention Igam, but it would be nice. Worst gig. What was happening there?
No, sometimes, you know, it's those gigs whereby you find yourself like you're not comfortable. Once I'm not comfortable, like into the DJ booth, you know, where like my wheelchair cannot get in, you know, it's I know I'm going to have a bad day.
So it does happen?
It does happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, or maybe like going to the gig, you know, like spiritually, like conditions of Pazamisa, and you know you're gonna have a bad day, but you still have to deliver, you know.
So what do you usually do before a gig, just to make sure you're at peace and send out any rights and home on?
Hey, you don't need distractions, man, like of people like with negative energy. Yeah, well.
So what do you do? So what do you do? Do you try and avoid?
Yeah, like I'm just in my space and like making sure with like, you know, I listen to my music. You know, like most of the places, you know, I've got an idea of how they look like, or I've played before, or something like that. You know, so if I appreciate in now, like, I think I understand. If I'm playing in East London, this is the vibe. Yeah, so if I'm playing in Devon, I know the vibe. Yeah, like I'm going to Joburg, you know.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. I don't know if I answered your question.
You did 100%. No, I just admire consistency, the focus, Mangia, we focus. I'm gonna ask you about distractions while gig. Girls have this tendency lately of do you ever find yourself getting distracted by ladies with gig?
The thing is, you must focus. You must focus like where the energy is.
Okay. So
it doesn't matter. Like you can be playing for 5,000 people, and like there's gonna be like someone like just one person who's not feeling you.
Sure.
Do you understand? In a crowd, yeah, or maybe who's funela piano, or you know what I'm saying, yeah, so you must understand with like everyone, unama issues are kilapan, yeah, and just get the crowd like that is feeling you, and feed your energy from there. Okay. That's all what you can do.
Yeah, because I remember getting an advice from one of my peers. Let's say, one person who's feeling your vibe. Just look at that person when you're playing your set. If Monto Ibugai or dance, look at that.
Just focus.
But you haven't answered my question.
Which one? Of course. No, don't distract me. I'm there to make my job. I'm not there like for a month.
Also part of the job.
I know.
Looking at you.
Are you getting distracted by men when?
No,
so?
No, not at all. I'm a males are fun. I'm females are super. Especially DJ. I am a super DJ. Females are going already during your sets, is okulumisa or after your sets. I was when is your next gig? I was told
no, like I mean you avoid you avoid like those things like that, yeah. Because at the end of the day, this is your work. Do you understand? So if you're gonna entertain like a lot of girls, you'll even go home like with nothing. You'll be busy buying champagnes, yeah.
Yeah, and off camera was good.
You understand? Yeah, but so like I hype and I'm nice. So I'm like, like I know what I'm there to do, So I think like that's what helped me,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's a fair answer. So DJ Kabila is known for the kind of genre. What is it? Electro?
It's Afro-tech, I'm coming from, deep, we played Afro like I've been doing it for more than 22, 23 years.
Wow.
Like, so, the clubs we used to play like vinyls, we'll collect everything because if you're playing an early set, you had to be soulful, If you're playing like a mid set, you need to like maybe like funky house, like and more of like Afro,
Okay, what's funky house?
Like you one more time, those kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like so. There was an era when that was like really big.
I remember.
Yeah.
We were holding a dance. Like I was in a dance group.
Or Africanism, which is like your Afro, like African stuff, Yeah, so, but the more like you grow into the game, now you decide what you want to specialize on.
Got you.
But whenever, because like with Afro-tech, it's not like every place, like in terms of like here in South Africa, where you're gonna feed them that. You just need to like have a good eye of knowing what is the vibe here.
Got
so just to accommodate people and then let them be okay, Okay. But if you just go anywhere and you want to force, you're not going to get work.
Yeah. But your album is Afro-tech.
Yeah. It's Afro-tech, and it's got like more of like soulful. It's a rotation of who I am basically as an artist.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. You know where I'm getting at with that question? I would say, since you are a person who versatile and you're open-minded about other genres, would you go to Amapiano?
I can listen to Amapiano, but it's not.
Not for DJ.
It's not for me like to really play it. Yeah.
No, like. In your album, one or two tracks on my piano.
Not at this stage.
Not at this stage.
Not for now. Like I'm still trying to identify who I am as an artist. So like if you're gonna be all over the place, you're gonna lose your crowd, which is like already following you. Yeah.
Okay. Right, so my projects at DJ Kabila, it's 2023. We just started May.
Yeah.
And I see that you worked on a lot of things.
Okay, there's the cape that I'm wearing. It's my project. It's called Music Will Save the Day, which is like I've got an apparel line, that I'm doing. So I'll be dropping a new range, Yeah. I've got a birthday that is coming, which is 24th. I'll be doing a tour from the 24th of June. And there's a couple of gigs, like, I just came back from Dubai, which was like in 2 weeks,
Oh.
So there's a future plans like of me like doing a lot of stuff like overseas, yeah. And also, me as a brand, I do a lot of awareness. Awareness campaign around like Beyond Disability, which is like a non-profit organization, just highlighting issues about disability, So in spaces like where I reach, even you'll find which like you don't have ramps, you don't have like your toilet facilities. So I just want to highlight that, So I've got this big project that I want to do, like, just raising funds, and also just highlighting which like even people like me, they want to go into spaces, and just enjoy themselves, and they mustn't be afraid to go out. But I'm asking people, like even the venue owners, which guys, just do like a little bit ramp, it won't hurt, you know what I'm saying? Just to cement, and then a person with disability like is accommodated, Yeah, like even restaurants, like I would say it's a nice restaurant where we are, but I had to be carried through to getting, so it's things like those. I always try to be like just vocal, just to be accommodated, because like even me before I could get a disability, there's nothing that I knew great about disability, I just knew just like someone, on a wheelchair having like a can, just asking people like to put in there, or like getting a disability grant or anything. But there are great people out there who've got money, who've got houses, who've got wives, like you are living their lives,
sure.
And they want to be accommodated, So those are the kind of projects that,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an initiative.
Yeah.
Wishing you all the best with every project and more especially that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it comes from your heart. So, Manje who's watching and who might be going through some sort of a disability and wants to get in the space, who's inspired by you, what message would you have for them?
They just need to believe what they can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They mustn't let their disability be a distraction. Like a woman babu. Because now I'm like, I think I just believed I want to be this Kabila that I am today. But it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
Don't think like just because you got this disability, you're entitled to things. It doesn't happen that way.
Okay.
But it takes a lot of pushing, and dedication. And don't leave any stones unturned, man. Just go for it all the way. Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So for our DJ who are still upcoming and who want to be like a brand, DJ Kabila at some point,
can you come come back again with the question.
Okay, for upcoming DJs,
Yes.
I know we've got a lot of them, like
Yeah.
Durban, even Eastern Cape, even
Yeah.
in Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, what message would you have for them? Was bagcine befana nawe bene brand as a DJ?
Hey man, they need to focus on their talent and just they must close their ears, man, and just focus. Cause like Abandu, they will tell you all sort of things. You can't be this and that. You can't be
Eish.
you can't be this brand. You can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone like who's great now started from nothing,
Yes.
like zero.
Yes.
You know, so there's no way you're not going to be great if you like really believe in yourself. Yeah, but and yonke into like funda. Yeah, but just learn, keep on learning. You can never be bigger than what you want to be. Yeah, but yeah, so
Amen.
I think let's keep on learning each and every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And as big as you are, you're still, open to learning.
You
We've
learn
got a
until
lot
you
to
die,
learn from
man.
You. Right, so team, do you guys have any questions for DJ Kabila? Deep in thoughts. I was on the spot.
For me, I has the right to
Go.
I think I'm so how you also regarding your career, you had some career choices that you took.
Pardon?
What was it? Some of them career choices
Okay.
before you DJ.
Yeah.
Because DJ kwakho, since you started to DJ, like what inspired you to DJ? Was it when it was your dream to DJ? What inspired you?
Bro, like music inspired me to be here. We are creative people, man. People, they think like if you're an artist, there's nothing like about you. You know what I'm saying? Artists like really people who are like clever because like you create something from nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And then it comes to life, which is like music. Yeah. Well? So for me, like music, it's what really brought me here. Do you understand? Even for me to be in this podcast, I won't be here.
No,
if it was
thank
not for
you
the music.
being here.
You
No,
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So like, it inspired me a lot. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, Nama, I do have a question.
Sibuyile umqondo.
I want to know what's it back then, because I was not even born, I'm sure. Was it like it designated my cassette? Because I remember some cassette
Vinyl.
I must do it. My cassette, what did you have done? Like, I want to get a picture of
Yeah, bro, like, if you check like our sound systems, like home sound systems, like kunama decks.
Okay.
Like there will be like a cassette deck, a CD deck.
Yeah.
So you'll have like your cassette deck this side, and you have like a mixer and another cassette deck. But they never had. If you check like I'm a CDJ now, like they've got pitch control whereby you can increase the speed or you can delay the speed, So, but then you just need to know, you needed to know, like you had to sort out your cassettes. Or it's like, easy. Maybe they've got sort of like same speed.
Okay.
Yeah, then you'll know which, when you play, if you're playing Chico and they're Matalom Kids or it's Brenda Fassi or, that kind of vibe, a black box. So you'll sort them like that way,
Oh.
Yeah, so that's when we started, and then it went to CD, and then we had like a series with pitch control. Then we moved to like vinyls, which is like the records, Yeah, so those ones, they had like the pitch control.
Okay.
So it was much more easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question, by the way. Yeah.
So, like, who introduced you to these things?
Yeah, man, as I said, like, there's Ibra, like, we had a sound system, which is Upra Doppler in our castle, like, in Eastern Cape, you know.
Is he still in the music scene?
Yeah, he still does. Like, you know, he's got a sound system. He still, like, you know, supply sounds to different clubs. And, you know, like your graduation parties or maybe Gunama government departments, which are, like, doing their own events. He does those things, you know.
Okay.
He just, he's a fruit man. He's like sound. Yeah.
All right. I have two more questions. I'm asking my mate now, you know, more questions. But what DJ Kabila has built a name for himself. He has a team that lifted his brand. So now my question is, does DJ Kabila plan on also doing the same thing as Bob Pradon of teaching Dobla, of teaching Ingani, maybe opening a school, maybe giving back of some sort? Is he considering that? Is it part of DJ Kabila's plans?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give back, you know. Obviously, I think for you to give back, Bebo, you need to, like, be at a certain position in your life where you say, okay, cool, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You know? Now, like, but I've been giving back. You know what I'm saying? Because if you check, like, even my albums, when I'm doing a project, I'm giving away to, like, I'm a artist usemangane, like, I've worked with, like, abantu abanjengolo, like Wendy Sony, you know, like great vocalists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's me in most of the times highlighting unearthed talent, like through my albums. You know, I will do my gigs and make sure in the I put you know, I'm an artist, like, which are still up and coming. With the music will save the day, you know, like I give back, you know, by doing, like, I'm a music conferences, you know, music workshops, where, like, I take all the young guys and give them insight into the music industry, you know.
Wow.
So, like, I think that's
Yeah, what was the podcast? This is. I mean, you see a person in the limelight, but you don't really know what they are doing. Ngale when nobody sees. The things you do behind the scenes. Ezinye siyayibona because ngiyabona i-album yakho, your recent one. Like, there's a lot of names. Eswazenga on the album, which is quite amazing. Kudos to you, DJ Kabila.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, is that DJ Kabila seems to be good at everything. What is he not good at?
I'm bad. I'm bad.
You're bad.
You know, you know, I think, like, you know, like, to maintain relationships and everything, but, you know, you've got your moments whereby, like, you know, you're not, I don't know, man, like,
relationships.
no, like, I'm, like, working relationships. Working relationships. No, like, working relationships.
Okay,
you know?
got you.
Yeah. So sometimes you know, you don't maintain that consistency in terms of, like, the people that you're working with, you know. But, you know, you work on that as you go, you know.
Yeah, that's a very safe answer, DJ. Like, everyone makes very little mistake. But it does get good DJ Kabila. He's bad at singing. Because I hear what's, you know, you music and dancing, Niganje. But what about singing? What about other talents?
No, like, even with music, so, like, I'm not the best, like, in terms of, like, your production and everything. But I just make sure, like, I've got a good team that I can, you know, basically convey, you know, my thinking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, but you need to work around what you're not good at. You understand? Yeah, and accept that it's news in those eyes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
So, like, you can't be a jack of all trades.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Hence, that is why I'm asking this question.
Yeah.
Let me perhaps ask Umgan. Angakwazi.
I think it's a matter of fucking effort going on. So I think there's a space as settled also.
Okay.
I doubt it call it out.
Ayiphendula ngokufana. Can you cook? Uyakwazi ukucook?
I did you pay I'm gonna cook for you one day.
All right, so before I let you go, what can we look out for and how do we book you?
Okay, for bookings, you can get me at Music Soldier Entertainment at gmail.com, which is MUSIQ, music on a Q. And then I'm a project like for gig guiding, you can just check on my socials,
Okay.
which is at DJ Kabila, KABILA. You know, I think you'll get everything there, you know,
Okay.
yeah.
Uma wakubiza ngoba ngo-DJ Kabila naye.
Oh, Sandus.
Sandos, thank you so much for your time. You are absolutely amazing. Thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
All the best with everything Goyenzayo. Siyabuga, we are truly inspired by your work.
No, thanks a lot. I really appreciate.
Where to from here, Musugala, literally?
From here, I think I'm just gonna go and rest, and then I will go to like views,
Views.
maybe around 6 to 7. Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah. No, thanks a lot.
Do your best and God will do the rest.
I really appreciate you. Thanks.
You're welcome. That is all we have for today's episode, Miss Kelly, with the king of music himself, DJ Kabila. Thank you for watching. Tulungana, subscribe.
Check my blueprint,
For now,
call me Jehovah. We got an ace, we still remain. No magunzima, we drink, we chase. We keep on praying, Miss B, we ace. I go crazy up until we made it. Hey, Minangi cooling with an old school. My kid doesn't my willies, those are old dudes. Those are old dudes. Don't forget to follow us and watch us on YouTube. Flashback.